Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Kashif Boothe podcast. If you're new here, each week I sit down with a guest and we discuss their career so far, the highs, the lows, and what's next for them. Today's guest is Roxanne Lawrence. She's an actress from London. Welcome to the show, Roxanne.
Hey, hey, hey.
I'm so happy to have you on the show. It's crazy. You've known each other for almost 5 years now. And where's the time gone, please? Because
Listen, the pandemic ate up a whole chunk of life. I'm just
yeah.
like, five
Mhm.
years, not
Mhm.
what?
Yeah, yeah. I don't understand that either. Because it's funny because Roxanne's like the first person I've ever met, like in another country, but we're from the same city. So
It's mad, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Same.
So
No, same. Yeah, yeah, same.
exactly. And then we're just like still in contact somehow, like, and that's how genuine it was, we just had such a great time.
Yeah.
So, backstory, guys. So, me and my friends Yaz and Serafina, including some other group of guys we were with, we all went to the American Black Film Festival back in 2019, which is in Miami. And we met Roxanne out there. But I remember we was on the same flight. I remember this. Yeah.
Yes. But we didn't know. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, on the flight there, we didn't know. Because I was with my friend, yeah, I was with one of like two girls that I came with, but like,
Yes.
I don't remember seeing you on the flight there. But then on the way back, we was like,
Mhm.
oh, we got the
But
same.
see, I remember because I actually remember me and Yaz were on the same flight because we booked our flight at the same time. So I remember seeing we were queuing up to on our gate. So I remember seeing you there. I do remember seeing you there. But I was just like, yeah, this is just some stranger, like whatever.
Let it go where we're going.
It's
Like,
just whatever. And then I think we saw you at they had like an opening party. And I
yes,
think, yes,
yes, and the dancing and all that, and we was
yes,
like,
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
we was going in.
Exactly. And then I think you were like, I swear you was on my flight. And we were like, yeah, you were on the flight. And then we
The
just
whole
kept it
trip, just
the
see
whole
each
trip.
other the whole trip. Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think what I love, and I say this to people a lot, like what's great about like ABFF and like big film festivals or just in Cannes, it's like you end up seeing the same people all the time. So it's like as soon as we saw you that night, we
yeah,
literally saw you again, like just bumped into you. Someone was like, hey. And
yeah.
then next minute
Like,
we were just
out and we're seeing each other and at
yeah.
events and at restaurants, and then just like, yeah, no, we're besties now,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. And we was like, okay, let's just connect. And we got each other on like the Instagram. And then we were just like, okay, because I remember we then went to the white party because I remember you were coming by yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Getting to the people who you were with,
yeah.
but you needed, to have some good time. So it was like, yeah, we're going too. And then we just ended up being together, and it was just
For the
like
rest
so
of the
fun
time.
the
No,
whole
it was so
time.
cool.
Yeah,
Remember, I
yeah,
remember that the karaoke night, and we were
yeah.
doing fully doing Jay-Z and Beyonce,
Yeah.
like fully having
Yes, yes, yes.
a
And you remember Yaz had that whole romantic comedy kind of situation, which
yeah,
was
listen, it was a
crazy.
vibe. Like it's one of those things that you will like one of those things that you will never forget. Like
Yeah.
memories are
Mhm.
like so vivid. They're like
Yes,
I can
yes.
remember literally everything. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. I wish I was vlogging then, like the way how I vlog now and do content.
Yeah.
I wish I was doing it back then. But
Yeah.
it's great. I have all those memories. They'll never go away. So that was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
one of the
definitely.
best
You
trips
know,
ever.
Denzel's at ABFF this year. Like I'm so like, can I find the money?
I know every year I'm like, especially now that COVID is done, because
Yes.
we actually got into it. We actually like the web series I did with Serafina got selected for ABFF in 2021, but it was like, the Delta variant and all this crap, so we didn't get to go. So it was just like really like, could you imagine going as like a person who's selected? That would have been a whole different thing. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it was very annoying, but that was such a great trip. And so what kind of attracted you to go to that trip? Because you're an actress, like how did you know about the film festival?
I don't actually remember how I know, but I went
Yeah.
to Atlanta Film Festival in the April before. Like most of my family are in well, a lot of my family are in the States. My sister
Mhm.
lives in Florida, my niece lives in Atlanta, and I went out to Atlanta in the April, and I think that's how I found out about
Oh,
it. And I was like, oh, I feel like I wanna. That was the year that I was just like, I feel
mhm.
like I wanna just get out there and network. And
Okay.
I kind of wanted to emigrate to the States at one point. That was like
Mhm.
high on my list of things to do.
Mhm.
So it's like, let's
Mhm.
go and see what the kind of vibe is out there. And they
Okay.
love the Brits and stuff. So yeah,
Mm.
I went to Atlanta Film Festival. I met a lovely girl there as well from New York. And then I was like, cool, I think I'll just go ABFF. And then there's a girl that I went to I used to go to drama classes, and the girls that I went with, one of the girls was from there, and she was like, oh, I want to go. And I was like, cool, we'll just do it. So then yeah, I was still am very daredevil then, like, let's just go. Leave the
But
kids
it's
and
great.
go.
I think after going to Cannes recently, like I was saying to everybody who I was with, I was like, imagine this, but just black. Like,
Yeah.
and that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I feel like every black person across the diaspora needs to go because it is the biggest film festival, but you're literally networking with everybody who looks like you. So it's
Yeah.
like, instead of you trying to connect with all the black people here, you literally can just connect with everybody who you
Yeah.
see there. And it was just so inspiring. And we met so many great people. And
The
yeah,
vibe.
yeah, it was just such a great vibe. And just like, because like in Cannes, like you're trying to get into these exclusive parties and you get into them and the music's dead. But in Miami, we didn't
Never
have
dead.
that. We had
No.
music.
When we dancing with like Megan Good was there, Damson Idris, like we
Exactly.
was like listen, we're like next to the peeps, you know what I mean? So no,
Exactly.
100%, like definitely a better vibe, even more so than Atlanta. Like the Atlanta Film Festival was good.
Yeah.
Again, it ABFF being American Black Film Festival,
Hmm.
like that
Hmm.
that is a whole like yeah, you're just amongst black people who are
Yeah.
creative and
Hmm.
understand the journey and understand the struggle and can talk to you about that journey. That's just there's just a different level of networking, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what was so good. It was so inspiring, and we'll be back. We'll be going back.
Yes.
We are. We
Yeah,
are.
yeah,
We
definitely.
are. After, yeah, definitely we'll be back because I just think it's even if you don't have a project in there, there's so much for you to gain from it,
Yeah.
and that's what I loved about it. So following from that, so what made you want to go as an actress? Because you're an actress. What was it about it that wanted you to kind of just check it out?
I think it's representation. Like for
Mm,
me, obviously speaking to my niece in the States regularly, we talk about like how the adverts have a lot of black people on there, how the TV shows have a lot of black people on there, and you don't necessarily have that over here. So I
mm,
kind of wanted to go and just see the representation, hear the
mhm,
stories from
mhm,
people that look like me and go, okay, cool, like they struggled and they're here, and like how that kind of transfers to the UK, because I don't
yeah,
necessarily know that it does, like in terms of
yeah,
representation, but I kind of wanted to see how they do it over there
mhm,
versus how they do it over here,
yeah.
if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
That
Yeah.
makes total sense because I want to work out in America. I really do because I need to understand how it works
Mhm.
because they'll be doing 22 episode shows, but they're literally writing, producing, shooting all at the same time. Did you get what I'm saying? And it's like, I want to know that. Now, I could go and work on EastEnders, but that's dead. I'd rather work on like something what is like
I'm not
great
saying it's dead
quality.
EastEnders if you want
No, no,
me.
no, no, no. She needs to get no, no, no. Roxanne needs to get casted, Yolandi's niece, okay?
Literally.
No, I'm just saying it's dead. I need
Yes.
Roxanne on there. There's a difference. But you know what I mean? So I totally understand that, especially with the Black Hollywood, it's completely
Yes.
different because it's such a different market. We're still trying to figure out this market here.
100%.
The value of the black pound, unfortunately, doesn't match the value of like the black US dollar.
No,
So
100%.
yeah, that's really
100%.
cool.
I totally hear that.
Mhm.
Definitely.
So how did you get started as an actress?
So I love telling this story, but like
Mhm.
I wanted to be an actress from 8 years old. I went to
Mm,
we had like a youth community drama school downstairs from where I lived. So I was there like 2 or 3 days a week. And then I, in secondary school, did performing arts, had an amazing music teacher, performing arts teacher, loved all of that, did tap dance, did all of that good stuff. Wanted to be an actress, was like, yeah, when I leave, I wanted to go to the Brits. Mum didn't make it happen. And then got to 16 and was like, cool, this is what I'm going to do. And I've got Caribbean parents. And they were like, yeah, no, he's not going to make no money doing that.
mm.
But I really want to do it. And it's like, no,
Mhm,
you're gonna go study law, become a lawyer, or something. And I'm
mhm,
like, so I went and did that. I was like, okay, cool. I'm okay. My Jamaican parents are not allowing it. I'm not
mm,
gonna do. And then at 36, my dad was really ill, and just before he passed away, we had some conversations, and he was just like, when you get here, the
mm.
only thing you have is regret. Like
Mm,
when you're at the end of your life, the only thing
mhm,
you have is all the things that you didn't do. Like he didn't go back to Jamaica since he came here. There's just so much that he stayed in Peckham all his life. It's just so
mm,
much he didn't do. And he was like, if you want to go be an actress, go and do it. And I was like, but the
mhm,
kids. He was like, you can do it
mm,
for the kids. Like, don't worry
mhm.
about anything. And so then
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, okay, cool. Like, no, that makes sense. Like, I don't want to have the regret. So I auditioned. I'm not going to say the drama school, but I auditioned for a part-time drama school and I got in just randomly on a whim. So, like, say he passed in the December, the February, I
yeah.
applied. They brought me
Mm,
in for the audition and I got in. And I was like, okay, cool. So maybe I do have something. And
mhm.
then the journey started there. And that was 2018.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
really good. And I love that you said about how your Caribbean Jamaican parents were like, no, because there's this, as a fellow Jamaican myself, it's like there's this misconception that, Caribbeans are lazy and we just, we don't have any aspirations, or the parents aren't as strict because it's very stereotypical for like the African parents, no, you need to be a doctor, lawyer. Nah,
No,
that's our family too. They
there. Trust
they
me, it's
see the
there.
weed smoking and the dreadlocks and think that's all Jamaican, and it's like,
Make a no
nah.
problem. You know, they yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They don't know that Jamaicans are very conservative, okay? Like,
This, yeah,
very.
especially the older generation, like, and especially when they come from certain parts, you know, when you're
Yeah.
uptown Jamaica and you're
Mhm.
that it's very
Exactly.
much so. Like you're not gonna go be no actress where. Like
Exactly.
literally go and get a proper job. That was literally
Exactly.
the thing. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's true because I did, many people don't know this, but I did performing arts as well. So I was acting, singing, and dancing as well when I was young, and I went to a performing arts school as well. And my uncle was so like proud because he wanted to do that, and he actually had the opportunity to be signed as a singer to a record label, but my grandparents said no. Because back then it was like singing don't put food on the table. So no. So, but then my uncle and my dad kind of started like, in the sound system.
Okay,
So they've been doing that all my life. So they
okay.
ended up doing a record label, having a record shop. My dad's old now. I'm like, pack it up. But but he's like, until the phone stops ringing, I'm not gonna stop. So
And
he's
it's the love. It's like
Mhm.
that's
Yeah,
a prime example of doing something that you love and are
yeah,
passionate about, and it not feeling like work. Like
exactly,
that's
exactly.
why you do it. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Listen, they have their freedom pass and everything, but they're still getting the check. So, so hey, who am I
Yeah,
to say don't do it when you'd be retired and getting some week pension, you know?
yeah.
So
No, live
get
your
it. So
life
I totally get it.
till the
And I
end.
love that story because I feel like it's never too late. And I think that was like such a self-reflection from your dad, who was basically saying that, look, this is what he knew that's what you wanted to do. So
Mhm.
just do it. And it's literally never too late. And
Yeah.
since then, you've been doing it. So you went to this drama school, which I know what it is, but anyway. And how you going to that drama school, what did that do for you?
So, like, obviously, I've got 3 children, and at that
Mhm.
point, they were. I think they were like, what is it? Oh, was it 2018? So I had an 8-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old,
Mm,
and it was part time. So I was like, okay, cool, this can work. Got my family, kid's dad. We weren't together, but he was able to like help and stuff. And I like, it allowed me to kind of see what drama is about now. Because I
mhm,
was like, is it the same as what I was doing when I was growing up? Mix among people. I was the oldest in the no, I was the second oldest in the class. So that was an experience in itself. It's like
mm,
everyone in there is like, I don't know, from the age of like 21 up to like 30 something. And well, up to like 28, maybe 30. And I'm like
mm,
36, 37, just starting. And it was a dope experience. I can't like just understanding like voice, how much voice is incorporated, movement, TV and screen, like
mm,
it just kind of solidified, okay, this is what I want to do. Like, this is how it works. This is what you need to do to kind of get back into the industry
mhm,
and just feel comfortable letting go. Because acting's it's a weird thing. Like the audition process that I even had was
mm,
weird. Like it was just such a random audition process, but it kind
mm,
of allowed me to let go of like all my
mhm.
mature adult mum brain thing. Do you
Mhm.
know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand. Because I know for like some of the top drama schools, like you have to do multiple rounds of auditions to try to get in, and you have to pay as well. Did you have to pay for this?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it was I
Hmm.
paid like every term,
Okay.
and it was basically like you did like a year. And
Mm-hmm.
then at the end of the year, you did like a showcase, and then
Okay.
based on the showcase, they would decide whether you went on to
Mm-hmm.
the next year.
Okay, fine. Because and then for auditioning as well, did you have to pay as well? Like to
There was like a booking audition fee. I think that was just to kind of,
Mhm.
sounds stupid, like 20 quid. I think it was
Oh,
just to
okay.
solidify that you were going to turn up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, aside from that,
Mm-hmm.
it was just that. But like I said, weird audition process. Like
Mm.
I tend to be a mango audition process, like
Oh,
falling
I
off a
see.
tree,
Mm.
random, like, and I'm like, the mature brain doesn't pretend to be
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah. You really have to kind of let all of that go of being an adult and being like, what do you mean you're
yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
a tree? No, you literally just they just want to see what you can do creatively and what you can do on the spot as well. And I think that's
yeah,
just what it is. And seeing what your talent is and seeing the creativity and imagination, when you
yeah,
start seeing it like that, you're like, ah, okay, I
yeah,
understand.
yeah.
Well, listen, and that's why I'm not an actor, because what do you mean be a tree? I'm just gonna go like this. Okay. And that's it. Like, what do you want me to do? But
Facts.
then a real deep thinker and a creative, like they will be doing all different kind of stuff. You know, they might even break out
Crazy
in
kind of movie.
poetry. So
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
and stuff like that. So and that's what they want to see. So and I get it. You have to kind of let go of
All the constructs, all the
yeah, hmm
like this is how I think it should be. Just be, just
yeah.
do,
hmm
just like, yeah, let go,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, yeah, 100%. So you went to that drama school. How long were you there for?
18 months.
Okay, okay. And that was that after, so when you finished, was that when I met you? I think that's when
Yeah,
you just
yeah,
left.
yeah, yeah. I'd
Okay.
finished just, hold on, 2018. Yeah, I'd finished just before
hmm
BFF. Yeah.
Okay. So then what would you say you gained from that? And like what was like the next step for you within your career to kind of just go forward like that as well?
I think I gained, like, obviously I'm still like really like cool friends with a lot of
hmm
the people that went there. So I
hmm
made some really good friends who understand the struggle, because like what I find with creatives is that you genuinely need to have people around you that get the process,
Yeah.
because there are like, you will have a lot of people going 36, going back to act.
Mm-hmm.
Are you for real? And I kind of had that through my childhood, like get a proper job. It was kind of that kind of process of like, oh,
Okay.
she's gonna go do that now at 30. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So having people around you that get it, that understand it, that was dope. I met some really cool like acting teachers who I then ended up doing private classes with, so that connection was there. Um, and then I got my connection from my next set of training, which was less drama,
Mm-hmm.
movement, and more TV, screen, and film. So
Okay.
I went to a TV, screen, and film school for
Mhm.
about a year after that as well.
That's really good. So what happened next? Like career wise, what did you move into? Did you stay more screen or did you do more theater? What kind of direction did you go in?
So literally the pandemic.
Mhm. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because
So
yeah,
so
yeah.
what happened was I went to this TV, screen, and film school just to
hmm
kind of, because it's a totally different discipline. Like
hmm
stage and drama school is a totally different discipline to like TV and screen. The movements are
Okay.
tinier.
hmm
I'm a bit like, I'm probably more better for stage. I'm like, because I am a big, like, my hands are everywhere. I'm talking to you now, my hands are everywhere. But
Okay.
learning to kind of scale
hmm
that back in
hmm
TV and screen was a discipline that I needed to learn.
hmm
And then my TV and screen teacher, like, he was amazing. He just literally was like, you're such a juggernaut, in the sense of like, you've entered the industry late, which is amazing. He was like, most of the people in the industry at your age are leaving now because they haven't made it. So he's like,
Wow.
you're
Mm-hmm.
coming in at an age where the people your age have gone, I've been in this since drama school, and
Mm-hmm.
getting nowhere, I'm going to go do something.
Yeah, yeah,
Also, you're a bit more, don't give a shit. I mean,
yeah.
I don't give it. Like you get to a certain age and you're like, I don't care what people think. So
Mm-hmm. hmm
that's a great thing to have.
Yeah, yeah.
And then yeah, I kind of started looking for an agent,
hmm
like got a bit of footage together and stuff. Started looking for an agent, and then got my agent in early 2019, and then the pandemic hit. So I sat down for 2 years basically.
Goodness. So like pandemic happened, we were all shut down. We were
Yeah.
all shut down. So it was like, what did you take away from that? Like being able to like just, I mean, you were gaining momentum and then
Yeah.
it kind of just stopped. So how did you kind of stay creative and how did you keep going?
So I took online classes.
Okay.
That was a big thing. There were some like So we had, I think we had that period where there was like nothing happening. I think, and then like towards the 20, it was 2019, wasn't it? It was, no, 2020.
2020, yeah, yeah, yeah.
2020. So we had like that period where everything was completely shut down and then things started to open a bit. So I did a lot of online like self-taping classes because that was a thing, learning to do that because I started and was just getting out to audition and then it was shut down. And it was like, oh, you have to tape. And I was like, what? I have to do what? Like I have to get my own camera and phone and screen drop and all this kind of stuff. I was like, oh my God, I've just learned what to do. And now you want me to learn something different. So then so I just took a lot of self-tape classes. I was still auditioning, but it was just really weird because it was just like you would get a self-tape and you'd have to figure out who's going to read in with you and all of that kind of stuff. So for the year, I guess a year and a half, I did that. Obviously the kids were at home. So that was a whole thing as well, having to balance all of that as well. So yeah, I think I just looked at like, right, because I want to write. So I took a couple of writing classes. I took some self-tape classes. I watched a lot of YouTube. I watched a lot of films from a acting perspective. And then I just tried to figure out like, what am I going to do when the world opens back up?
Yeah, and eventually it was going to. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, it's never going to change, but it opened back up. You know, we just had to learn to exist with this disease or whatever. And I think it's good that you really took time out to like refine your skills and learn, because I've spoken to a lot of actors where they don't like drama school, or they just did it because, you know, that was the next step, or some of them never have been to drama school. But I think for you, I think it was good that you did that because, you know, you were stepping back into this, or you were stepping into what was always your passion, but you just didn't get to do it. And now you did it in a space where, let me actually refine my skills and gain this confidence. And that's important to do. I say that to actors a lot. Like, sometimes if you feel like you're stagnant in your career, or refine your skills, you know, refine your skills. You know, not every actor is an eclectic actor. Not everybody can do everything, you know. So become amazing at that one thing. If you're a comedy actor, go be amazing in that. If you're a drama actor, go be amazing in that. Like, Viola Davis is amazing. Do I think she could do a comedy? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But she knows her lane. She knows her lane. She's gonna be a drama actress.
Now it will kind of just be for like, because I can.
Yeah, exactly. And I think she probably would do like maybe a romantic comedy, maybe, but it wouldn't be anything wacky. It'd probably be very witty or very sharp. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, so you know your lane. You know, somebody like Jamie Foxx, he's an eclectic actor. He can do literally anything, you know, but refine your skills. And I think that's really good that you did that. So you've done a lot of stuff. I've seen you in commercials, I've seen you in music videos, especially of late. So like, I've worked in advertising as well. So how did you find the whole casting process of landing that commercial? Because I know what it's like. It's very quick, fast paced. What was that like for you? And what was it for again? I forgot.
Oh, Poker Stars.
That's it. Yes. Well, how did you
So
find that?
that was really weird because obviously we were still in the pandemic then, and it was very much like, I don't like to be vaxxed, but like, are you gonna get vaccinated? I was like, no, I'm not. and then my friend was like, well, if you don't get vaccinated, you're not gonna book anything. And I was like, well, then I'm not supposed to book anything because I can't. I need to see it in effect before I make any decisions, right? So then
that was my stance as well.
Yeah, 100%. It's like, I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm saying that I'll do it when I feel ready, if I feel ready.
That was me as well.
Ready. Yeah, so that was the whole
Still
vibe.
new. That's how I was. I still knew. I'm not trying to die. Okay.
But if I'm gonna that's a whole other debate. There's not.
Yeah. Don't come for us anti-vaxxers, because I still
don't come for us, because I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying for me, I needed to wait.
Yeah, same.
Right. So I got the audition and they asked me to come in. This was at the end of 2021. Yeah, because it was just before, it was like November times. So I went into the city and it was like a self-tape. And commercials are really weird because there's not necessarily a lot of times there's not a script, it's just a concept. Like, I need you to do this, I need you to improvise, I need, again, like the mango thing, I need you to be this kind of thing. So I was in the room with the casting director, the director who was abroad in LA, And that was it. And he was like, can you pretend to do this seance scene? I was like, okay, cool. So you do this thing. And he's like, can you do it in an American accent? Okay, cool. I'm gonna do it in an American accent. And then can you do it a bit like this? And so what I've learned now in the process is that when they ask you for redirection, they kind of really want you to get it right.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't think you're the fit or the part or whatever, they're just going to be like, thank you. But if they're saying to you, can you do it like this? Can you do it like this? They like you.
Mm-hmm.
They're just trying to get you to like do it in the way that they need.
Yeah.
So I did it about 3 times and then I came out. But I felt really good about it. I was like, oh, okay, because I love being in the room. A lot of actors don't, I don't know, I've got used to the self-tape process, but I love being in the room because people meet me, they know that they can work with me, they get to know my personality, there's an energy there. Whereas on a self-tape, just what you're doing.
Yeah.
My agent called that evening, said, hey, yeah, that evening, and said, oh, do you have your passport? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, I think they're gonna, I think you're penciled, but they're gonna say yes. She's like, can you go on these dates? I was like, yeah, cool. Which was literally, I think, about 2 weeks later.
That's how quick it is, honestly. Yeah.
Literally. And I was so excited. And then she came back and she's like, yeah, you got it. And then that was it. I flew to Lithuania and did that. Yeah. And it was the best experience ever. Like, yeah, I had a blast.
That's really good. Because being behind the scenes, because I did about a 10-month stint in advertising, and my listeners know that I hated it. But what I learned from it as well, especially when it comes to the casting process, is like what they're looking for a certain look. They're trying to fit a certain criteria, because a lot of the time you're dealing with the accounts, which are the client, and you're like, bro, you ain't got no diversity. So you have to be like coaching them because sometimes they still don't get it. Or it's like, and then they're looking to see, because sometimes you might get a callback audition. Some of the last casting I did within advertising was for a Domino's ad. And so there were some great people, but they were kind of fitting together like who looked good aesthetically and how they matched. And so they kept on doing it and then pairing and pairing, and then were cutting to who they got. But then the guy who was casted, he'd been in like the last 3 or 4 ads, so they liked him already. And then they were just like, okay, he can come back. And then they brought another one, and that was it.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of works like that. And it was just also because you see the self tapes and then you see in person. But it's like some of the producers who I'd worked with, like, they were like, oh my gosh, you're so funny in the self tape. And in person, they were like, I was scared. Like, and it was funny, but it's true. That's why for me, when I do castings, I do self tapes first because you need to weed them up because you get so much. But I always do an in-person callback because you can come alive more. The chemistry with somebody else is there who you feel like they pair with better, and you get to know their vibe.
100%.
It's a big thing because I've worked with so many type of actors, and you feel, oh yeah, this person's gonna be cool, and then you meet them and it's like, oh, okay, cut. Because like giving me problems and diva-ish behavior.
100%. 100%. I've only booked, tell a lie. I booked the Headie One and Stormzy video via self-tape. But whenever I've booked, it's been because I've gone in the room. And so a lot of people don't like going into London. I get a chance to leave my kids, they're home educated. So I'm like, cool, if you want me to come in, I'll come in. But I've always booked when I've gone in versus a self-tape.
Yeah. And that's the thing, it helps as well because you, just like this industry is about who you know and stuff, people want to enjoy who they're going to work with. You're going to be on set for, especially for like a commercial, you're going to be on set for like 12 hours or longer. I need to be around good people, like people who are going to vibe,
100%.
So when you did shoot in Lithuania, like how did you find the shoot? Because I've been on it, like you're doing the same take over and over again. It's not like film where it's like, okay, we're gonna learn this line and get from this angle. Nah, they're getting you doing the same thing 10,000 times.
I'm going to be honest. I think because the whole experience was new, I had a blast. And my director was amazing. Like we're still in contact now.
Oh, amazing.
He wanted me to be in a Tesco ad, and he couldn't, because he's not a casting director. He couldn't like choose me, so he was like, "I'm going to make you COVID backup." He was like, do you mind being COVID backup? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. He's like, I actually want you to be it, but it's fine. Like,
because there's so many people. Like he would like in a film, it would be
Yeah,
like, yeah, I want Roxanne,
yeah,
but you've
there's
got to
so
deal
many.
with Tesco. They're like, and then you got to deal with the creative directors at the company and all these people, and
Yeah.
so it's just like, yeah. So
It's a
they
lot of
didn't,
red tape and a lot
yeah,
of, like you said,
mhm,
opinions. But
yeah,
the shoot was a blast, to be fair,
mm,
because like for me it was just literally like improvising, and he knew what he wanted. It's lovely when a director, I guess, knows what they want, and
yeah,
he was
yeah, yeah,
literally like, "Can you do it like this? Can you do it like this?" And I got it. Do you know what I mean? I
mm,
was like, I know from the tape what you're trying to do, so it
mhm,
kind of worked out all right. It was actually, yeah, it was really fun.
mhm.
I loved it.
No, that's really good. So for you, because you've been in ads and you've been in music videos, and we'll get there in a sec. So what do you prefer? Are you just kind of happy for every opportunity that comes your way, or are you kind of trying to still steer your career in a certain direction as to where you want it to go? Because some people, they're like, oh, I don't want to do too much ads because I'm only just going to be in ads, but I really want to be taken serious for my acting. So,
Right. So yeah, no,
mm,
I definitely want to be in a BBC drama
mhm,
or like a feature film. I badly want to be in Luther. Like I so want to
mm,
be like a detective or a badass cop. Like that is
mm,
like the goal. Or
mhm,
How to Get Away with Murder, like a
mm,
lawyer or whatever.
mhm,
But adverts are your bread and butter,
yeah,
and it's very rare that you. I mean, some people, again,
mhm,
representation and look. Some people will just book and book and book.
mhm,
Um, and so for me, I don't think I'm at a stage where I'm going to be like, no, I don't want to do ads.
mhm,
But I have said no to things because they don't align with like my values.
mm,
So my my new agent, commercial agent, is amazing. Like I get maybe 3 or 4 tapes a week. I think I can
mm.
count the weeks that I
That's
have them.
really good.
Um, but again, it's very much look. Do you look
Mhm.
like you would eat those Cheerios, or do you look like you would eat
Exactly,
that?
exactly, exactly.
And I am kind of like, surprisingly, I am being typecast at the moment as mum, like mum roles.
Mm.
People are like, don't you mind? I'm like, no, because I'm a whole mum. Like it's fine. And it's not old mum. I'm
Young
still
mom.
vibing mum. Like I'm
Exactly,
still, you know
exactly.
what I mean? So yeah, I do want to be taken seriously. I do want to
Mm,
have recognition for, like, I want to be in a drama. I want to be a
mhm,
well-known actress. But I'm not kind of at a stage where I'm like, no, I don't want to do this unless it doesn't
mhm.
align with,
Yeah.
yeah, my values.
No, I get you. No, I do understand that. So speaking of recent roles, you were just in, what is it, the Headie One and Stormzy music video, and that's been blowing up. And for that, you were proper acting, like you were who having a
Actually,
baby and all this. So tell me that whole process. Like, what was the casting like, and what was it like working with such massive stars like that? And to be able to act, you weren't just like some. No, you were proper acting. So what was that like?
so, like, I've only, at the moment, I'm only commercially repped. So
Mhm,
I sub myself for, well, I recently got TV and film rep, but prior to that I was subbing myself for
mhm,
TV and film roles via Spotlight. And I saw, it was really weird, I saw this role on Spotlight, and it said mum role for Stormzy, Headie One and Stormzy video.
mhm,
I was like, okay, cool. And one of my friends he used to be an agent, so he helped me with like subs and stuff. He'll be like, "Oh, put
mm,
like this," or "Let me put this for you." Da, da, da. So
mm,
he
mm,
basically was like, "This is what you need to put." Da, da, da. Then we go back to look for the thing, because I was like, "Oh, it's somebody in anyone," and he's like, he's gone back to look, and it now says high profile music artist NDA. So they've obviously put it on as that and then had to take it off. Cool.
mm,
My son is the hugest Stormzy fan, my 13-year-old. So when I saw the song, it wasn't even about the money. I was just like, it's a mum role, that's me. And
mhm,
it's Headie One and Stormzy, and my boy loves them. How cool would it be if I got that?
mhm,
Like, I was just
mhm.
like, yeah, that would
Exactly.
be so dope. I'm gonna
Mhm,
give it a go. So that was like, say, like the Wednesday, they messaged on the, no, that's it. The same day, I got an email saying, can you self tape? Um, can you act like you're on the bus? No one wants to let you sit down and you're giving birth. Like you're in labor and no
mm.
one wants to give you a seat. And I'm like, I remember those days.
'Cause you've been there, you've done it, you know?
Yeah, listen, I used to commute and people didn't want to get up with my belly was huge and
Wow.
people didn't want to get up.
Wow.
And I'd have to be like, you want to get up?
Yeah.
Right. So they were like, can you do that? So it was really weird. I just did it. I was just like, oh, pretend I'm on the bus. I did all the facial expressions that, like, because you can like when you've been in labour, you can kind of channel it. It's not like it wasn't a screaming thing. It was like more like I was grunting, like whatever. Just channeled that thing. Send that off. Got a message on the Saturday. No, yes, on the Friday, saying, oh, we haven't picked who we want yet, but can you let us know your clothes sizes? So I'm like, yeah, you picked who you want, really. But you're just trying to go through, because it might be that the casting directors have said yes and the production have said yes, but the director hasn't said yes.
Exactly.
Or Headie One and Stormzy have seen and they're like, no, she doesn't fit what we're trying to do, because apparently it was his concept, Headie One's concept. So
sick. Okay.
So then I'm like, okay, I'm this size. Get the email on Saturday saying, oh, you've got it. I was like, yes. Run and tell my son. He's like, yeah, like he's proper bouncing. And then like, can you meet with the director on the Monday? Like do a Zoom call and you'll be shooting on the Tuesday. Met the director via Zoom and the boy that played my son, lovely boy, and the guy that played my husband in the video. So we had a Zoom with the director and the producer. He was telling us the concept and he was like you're the perfect fit. And then Tuesday morning drove to Romford.
Okay, not bad. Not bad.
But so it was a really quick turnaround because it filmed on the 9th and it was out on the 19th. So I guess they just had like a real, it was like, we need to just get this done. It's never that quick. I've never experienced that level of speed. But yeah.
Wow. Right. And what was it like working with Headie One and Stormzy? What was it like?
No, it was actually the whole day was a lovely experience. From the directors to the AD to like the producers to wardrobe to I've been on set a couple of times and like obviously you have your moments where you're just like but it was actually really lovely. Headie One was lovely. Like he literally like he came over in the middle of like when we were doing the bus scene, because we filmed that scene. I'm not even lying. Must have been about 40 times.
Oh my god!
I'm being so, because obviously they're filming the fight scene. They're filming the girls getting out of the taxi. They're filming the bus drivers. They're filming the boys stealing the like they're obviously they're repeating their roles over and they're repeating their verses over and over again. So like I'm having to do that labor scene like literally. By the end, I felt like I'd given birth. On a real, I was like tired. But he was lovely. He came over and he's like, I haven't been on a bus in ages. Looking at the bus. I was like, can I take a picture with you? He was like, yeah, no, that's fine. I didn't get to take a picture with Stormzy just because every time there was it stopped. Like because of how high like people come in and stuff. Literally, we just get in the in his like security van, and then when it was the last scene that was being filmed, I was exhausted. I could have stayed because like the boy that played my son was like, Mark, he's literally by the end of the day like, Mom, stay, like you can like, get pictures of that. I called my son. I was like, I've got a picture of Headie One. Do you need me to get a picture of Stormzy? He was like, no, Mom, it's cool. I was like, all right, bye. I've been there. I've been on the road from 7 o'clock. Like, no, if you don't need it, son, it's okay. I've got pictures of Stormzy like doing stuff, but not a picture with him. And my son was like, no, it's cool. I'm out. But they were really lovely. Obviously, they got work to do in it. That's the thing. But their energy was they were just genuinely cool guys. Like, and obviously, I'm older. Like, I don't always feel like I'm older, but I could be some of their moms. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not trying to be down with the kids. I'm not. I'm just like
old like that. But listen, please, you're still young. Please.
No, I'm still 100%. My energy is young or whatever else. But like there are just certain points in there's certain situations where you realize like your age, not because you feel, but you're just like after 12 hours, do I need to stay and take a picture? No, because there would have been a point that I would have, like you would have.
No, I hear that. Kind of like it's not that deep, I want to go home. Like, I totally understand. Yeah. Because it's not that deep. And if someone's like, no, it's fine.
He was the main, like, everyone always says to me, oh, why did you do, why, like, because I didn't get paid masses for it, like, and everyone's like, oh, like, but you still did it. And I was like, because I am the coolest mum in the world to this day. And when I'm 80, I'm going to be saying to my boy, do you remember that time?
Yes. Yes, and they're like, yes, mom, we know.
Be one of those stories. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was yeah, no, it was genuinely a good experience. And I get and more so because I think the crew,
Hmm.
the people that I worked with, the
Yeah.
people that I met on set, like
Hmm.
the people that were extras that were like with me,
Hmm.
like if they were just genuinely nice people. So yeah, it just ended up being a really dope
No,
day.
I love that because I saw the video you posted about your son's reaction. Wait, did your younger two not know, or did it? Because I can't remember which one.
So yeah, so my younger two know. Like I posted,
Mhm.
I did post that like there is my youngest is yeah,
Yeah.
just we doesn't yeah, he's a Lawrence to himself, and he's
Okay.
just like, oh, that's mommy. But my daughter, my daughter and my oldest were like
Mm.
100%. I didn't post my oldest's reaction because we watched it and I didn't film it. And sometimes that happens, you just in the moment. And I
Yeah,
thought I'm not
yeah, yeah, of
gonna go
course.
back
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and try
That's
and
no, 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 not them people who force their kids to be like, okay, now let's. I'm like, leave your child alone. Tell you've done it. Like, leave
not
your
doing it.
child
But
alone.
he was like super impressed. Like he
Yeah.
commented on it because like there's loads of comments on the video and that, and he commented. He was like, "That's my mom," kind of thing. And I was just like,
Mm,
"What?" Like that for
so
me,
good.
that surpasses like that's
Mhm.
kind of what you do it for
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they've seen me like go and start to do something different
Mhm.
and not necessarily book all the time, not necessarily
Mhm.
have loads of money coming in, but
Mhm.
they know that mummy wants to do it and loves it. And then when a
Yeah.
moment like this happens, it's like, okay,
Mhm.
cool. That's why she's doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for them, the
Mhm.
money didn't mean anything. It was like, oh, she's it. Like he told his football friends, they was like, no, no,
Mm.
cool, you know. Like
Yeah.
they don't even. So for me,
Mm.
I'm like, I've proved
Yeah.
something to him. Like you know what? If you push for something, you'll get to do something that's worthwhile and you'll be recognised for. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and I was
It's true.
acting. Trust me, I was acting.
That's what I'm
It
saying. Like
was
you, it
like
wasn't like an improv thing. It wasn't like it was a narrative that was being told, and you were proper acting, and that's what must have been great as well. Because in a way, you can also use that for your show reel. Do you get what I mean? Like it's a scene where you're playing that, and yes, you're playing mum roles, but you still can play the young single person as well. Because yeah, because you're not. I feel like the way how mum roles are now, it
yeah.
doesn't make you old. Like before, it used to be kind of like a oh no, it's time for you to get the mum role. So it's like making it seem like you're old, but the way how people are aging nowadays, it's like it's not the same. So being a mum doesn't age you, so it's
Oh,
fine.
definitely
So
not. And
yeah, you can,
especially in the video, I'm pregnant. So how old could I really have been? Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I'm 43 in August, so
Hmm.
um I'm not going to be having any more kids. But like the likelihood of me wanting to have more kids at this age is out. So for you
Yeah.
to cast me in a role where I'm actually pregnant, and I've got a teenage son, can't be that old.
You would be thinking like I would be thinking you're in your late 30s, mid to late
Right,
30s.
right,
That's how you
yeah,
look. Like
yeah, yeah,
literally. So you can still play these younger roles. You
yeah,
can
yeah,
even play a single person who doesn't have kids. Do you get what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
You're in
I
your
love a mum role. Like I just feel
yeah,
like
so it's fine. Mhm.
it's what I do. So why would I?
Mhm.
Like you said, you can have so many different dynamics of being a mum, innit?
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
don't have to just be the mum that's at home with her two kids. You could
Yeah, yeah.
have a drug addicted son. You could have, I don't know, like a mum that's like in labour or like a serial killer. Like it happens, isn't it?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
There's so many layers to it. It's just there's loads of actresses playing mums, but it doesn't age them. And like I said, we're in such a different time now where it doesn't like it used to be like a death sentence to people's career when it's like, oh no, it's time to play mums, but it's not like that anymore. So I think that's really good. And I just think it's great that you were able to just showcase your acting in that way and you're just able to continue to flourish the next step as
yeah.
well. So I like that as well. So you're on content creation like me too. So what kind of like got you into doing content creation? What kind of made you get into that?
So I studied social media management when I was
Mhm.
pregnant with my last son, who's now 8, because
Mm.
I was like, okay, I need to do something to make additional money. This was this before I started? Yeah, this was before I went back to acting, and I got a qualification for it. And
Mm.
then I do now do social media management for a few charities, which have worked out because they're like charities where I've like used their help as an
Okay.
actress, as a
Mhm.
mom, as a single parent.
Mm.
Um, and so I love TikTok.
Mm.
When the pandemic hit and there was nothing to do, TikTok was where I lived for a
Mhm.
while. And I find it such a non-classist, non-discriminatory
Mm.
place to do. Like you can just blow up on there. I find it
Yeah.
so much more easier than Insta and
Mhm.
Facebook and stuff. It's just like
Yeah.
the average person can go on there and make a living. And so yeah, I kind of just like, I actually enjoy it. I try and have fun with it. I've tried to do it business wise, but it just doesn't, like, I've grown more on my personal than I have on my business, because it's like people like people.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you try and do, unless you're like strategic with it, which I'm not, like I hate as a creative structure routine. So
it's very hard. It's very hard.
It's
It's
hard.
very
It's
much like
hard to
strategic
like have
deciding.
like content creation is a whole job.
Yeah.
And doing it for other people and doing it for fun is two different things. And like,
Yeah.
so I enjoy it. So that's why I love having a laugh on TikTok and stuff, and I love watching stuff. So I do it. But to try and do it for business outside of the businesses I do it for is a struggle for me.
Because we've had discussions, we're like, how can we get to where we want to be? Like, damn, like I'm creeping to 1,000. I'm creeping. I'm like, get me to 1,000. Because remember, I think you sent me a video where one woman was like, oh, you need to post 3 times a day. I don't have the time or capacity to post 3 times a day. Like, it takes me like, I have to write down ideas, record maybe 2 or 3, and I'm done for the day. Okay, I'm done. Like,
So much work.
it's so much work. Like, I don't know how they do it, but hats off to you, because I just feel like now I'm in a space with the industry being so slow. I'm like, it's time for multiple streams of income. You know, I've had this podcast for a while, but then I was afraid, oh, do I want to do it on Zoom? I want to do video, but it's like, listen, everyone does it on Zoom and stuff, and I can just do it. So why am I? And I love doing this. I love doing the interviews. I love giving people a platform.
Yeah, no, it's like I love to chat. Like I'm with my kid. Like I have to home educate my kids, and I'm with them all day, little people. So it's so nice when people like, when you said, do you want to do this? I'm like, of course. Like, I get to talk to a human today, like an adult human who cares about what I think and feel. Do you know what I mean? Because kids actually don't care. So,
no filter at all. Listen,
they don't care. So yeah, no, like I totally get that whole, like, it is hard. It is hard work. It's worth it. Like I will say, like, I'm now thinking about just evaluating people's social media, because as much as I don't like to do it, I'm very aware of what works, what you can do, what you can't do. I'm thinking, rather than me managing people's social media, I can evaluate and then give you a plan of what to do.
That's really good as well. That's good as well, because, and it's great to know what you're doing on the side as being, you know, person who homeschools their children, being an actress as well. And it's good that you have that versatility, so you can be able to like, oh yeah, I can go and do this audition, I can go and do this job. And as an actor, it's so hard because not everybody has that, you know. And so it's really good that you have that versatility and just that flexibility within that. So I love that. So I always ask actors this: what type of roles do you want? You mentioned, like, you know, Luther and stuff, but what kind of characters do you like to play or do you want to play?
So I really want to play, I 100% want to play like I love Gangs of London. So I like would love to play like a high profile crime boss.
Okay.
Or the other side, which is like a DCI, like
I can see you playing this. I can see you playing I can see you being like the man. What's it? The mom? Is that what they call it? You know, like
yes. Because I worked for the police. Like, people don't know this, but I worked for the police for 6 years before. Before I had my oldest. So I kind of know, like, I worked in a station. I did work like in Scotland Yard, so I kind of know, like, how it all works. And I think that's where my kind of love for it has come from, because I want to be the representation or the anomaly in it. Love to play, like, I watch is crime documentaries and people. So like a judge, a lawyer, love to be like in the How to Get Away with Murder. I'd love to play a role like that. But also wouldn't, like, I wouldn't mind playing, like, I don't even want to say this. Might be like, what's wrong with it? Like a serial killer. Like, I'd love to like challenge myself.
That's fine. That's what you want. Like, you don't have to be a serial killer, but you're saying you want to tap into that psyche, understanding, and that can really push yourself, you know?
Yeah. Or a vigilante. Like, I started a plot about a vigilante mum. So basically, like, she works for like a family court justice thing, and she sees like these people that get away with like child abuse and whatever else. And so while her kids are sleeping, she goes out and like,
don't steal this idea, but this I like this. No, but keep going.
Yeah, like, I feel like I've been thinking about that for ages. Like, I'd love to be
Mm.
like a vigilante mom, like one of those moms that like you like. She's like by day, she's like this nice proper court, and by night, she's out there like ripping people's heads off. So
Yeah,
that would
I
be the
like that.
ideal, definitely.
No, I like that because that's the thing. Like, if you went to America or something, you could book one of those long-running crime shows because those shows last for like 20 years. That's a check.
Bravo PD and all these things. Yeah, no, I listen. That's what I'm saying. It's like I guess it's challenging here. Um, but the goal would be to like book like a
Mhm.
feature film or like be a series regular. Everyone keeps saying they see me in EastEnders, and I'm like,
Okay.
I can see it too. Like,
Yeah.
I've auditioned for Hollyoaks a couple of times. Like,
That's kind of because I don't know if you saw, like, because Hollyoaks is now going to be airing 3 days a week
yeah,
from like
yeah.
September. So I wouldn't be surprised if Hollyoaks is going to get cancelled. Like,
Do you think
maybe,
so?
yeah, because from it going to 5 days to now only 3 days, I feel like,
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, I remember when it was only like, I'm pretty sure it was only like 3 days, and then it went out to 5 days, and it was like, what? Why? Like, what? Why have we got these things on every single day? Like, it's crazy. I don't even watch. It's so bad. I don't watch soaps a lot. People say
no,
I should be
but
watching.
you're still a fan of EastEnders, right? See,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, no, I wouldn't. But that, again, that's not like the
Mhm.
goal would be like a loofah or in
I
line
heard
of
you.
duty or
Mhm,
like
mhm.
one of those kind of like
Yeah, yeah,
SWAT,
yeah.
like one of
Mhm,
those kind of like
mhm.
long, like a
Yeah, yeah,
serial
yeah.
regular in one of
No,
those
no,
things.
no, yeah. I see
Yeah,
why they say you could be in EastEnders because they're probably thinking, Yolandi and Denise, and I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
remember. I think is Denise's sister still in it? The one who used to be in Three Non-Blondes, is she still in it? Can't
I
remember.
haven't seen her, but I think she is because yeah, no, I think she still is. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, like,
I don't watch it, so
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, me too. But like, I think it's like that kind of, that's probably what people can see you kind of fitting into. And it'd be cool, like, if they need more black people on that show. Like, I mean, they brought back Yolandi, I think maybe last year,
yes.
onto the
And she's
show.
had a really good storyline recently, like the sexual abuse storyline, right? So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I heard. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So
So,
it makes sense. But yeah, no, I'm just like I'm
mhm,
kind of open. Like, I know what I'm getting put up for. Like,
mhm.
I've been approached by like I'm doing a film next week, and I'm playing a mum in that. And
Amazing.
they asked to have my daughter because my daughter's now represented.
Oh,
A
sick.
really big
Good,
agent.
good.
Yeah, yeah. She's like she. I was like, you're bit better agent than big agent. Like, she's like 9 years old, fully represented. I'm like, okay.
Amazing.
So she's gonna be in that with me.
Mhm,
People are reaching out. I think like the
mhm,
nice thing about the Headie One and Stormzy video, as
mhm,
much as I didn't speak in it, you
mhm.
can see
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I am
because you're proper
putting.
giving a good performance,
Yeah,
and
yeah. So
that's
it's
amazing.
worked nicely in the sense of like, yes, I did it for my son, but I've been able to approach casting
Mhm.
directors
Good,
and say
good.
like, look at me here, and like had
Mhm,
people like reach
mhm,
out and say, oh, would you be like up for auditioning for this role
mhm,
and stuff, even though it's like small like student
mhm,
film roles or like even like small
mhm.
roles. I'm just like, whatever I can do to kind of just, I love
Build it,
being on
yeah.
set.
But it's just building your portfolio, and you're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
keep doing that. The pandemic tried to slow you down, but you booking commercials, booking music videos, that's good because
yeah,
you're it's there, your face is there, and it's opening up more doors, and it's just gonna keep going. And the fact that now your daughter's in it as well, now you
yeah.
can really just like mold her from this age now into like, just into her career path as well, and where she wants to take her career. So that's great. That's
Yeah,
what's
it's
good as
nice because I
well.
didn't have that. So like
Hmm.
for me, supporting like that she wants to do it, like it's
Yeah.
actually nothing to do with me. Like, she's been
Yeah.
in performing arts school since 4, and
Mm.
I'd put her up for a couple of things, and she got down to the last few for a British Airways ad,
Oh,
and I was like,
amazing.
oh, like might go to Mauritius, like it was like, but
Free holiday. Hello.
literally,
Bye.
and like we didn't get it, and
Mm.
then I was like, but this is the job. This is what
Mhm.
happens. The rejection. Do you still want to continue? She's like, yeah. She's like, can I get an agent now then? So I was like, all right, cool.
Love it.
Reached
See,
out
that's
for
what it
that
is.
agent. Yeah,
Keep it
like
going.
so.
Love that.
Yeah,
I really
nice
like
to be
that.
able to support
No.
her in what she wants to do.
Yeah,
Regardless of her
yeah.
age.
Yeah, 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 exactly. No, that's good. So what kind of films? I'm asking a lot of actors this now as well. Like, what kind of films do you wish you could have been in? Like, you could have played a character, or like what you love, but you wish you could have been that.
Oh, color purple.
That's the second time that's come up,
Yeah,
recently. Okay.
I would have loved to. I would love to have been in Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Okay, okay.
Like I love that film. Is so like it's such a weird like film, but it's
Yeah.
like the scene where Helen beats up. Yeah, I love it.
Listen, which one? The salad. She's eating that salad, boy.
Yeah, like literally,
It is
I would
gone.
love it.
Yeah.
Old school stuff, Misery. I love
Okay.
the film. My mum loved the film
Mhm.
Misery when I
Okay.
was growing up, and I remember watching it with her and just being
Mm.
like, she laughed at like a really weird part in it that you shouldn't actually laugh at, and then that just kind of made me watch it again. I was like,
You know
okay,
Jamaicans.
yeah,
You
they
know Jamaicans.
listen. The man broke
Listen.
the woman
Yeah,
broke the man's foot, and she was laughing. I was like, Mom,
you know,
that's
but
not funny.
you know where it comes from because they like when men. I've noticed, yeah, my grandmother used to talk. They like when men get their comeuppance. That's
Yeah,
what it is. Because they
yeah.
come from a generation where the man used to run everything, so they don't like it. So they're like,
Listen,
yes,
like
beat
that's what
him
you hear
up,
them talking about.
dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I love Misery. I would have loved to have been in Misery.
Okay.
Um, even fun things like I know it's so like corny, but I love Bad Boys.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I love Bad Boys.
so
Can't
like
wait to see the new one as well.
yeah, a Rolling Bad
Mhm.
Boys or
Mhm.
like I actually like people like I always thought I couldn't do comedy, but people were like, oh no, like I feel like you could do comedy. So I feel like at some point I could, but drama is actually
Okay.
where
Mhm.
I want to go. But yeah, like I would love to have been in like Color
Mhm.
Purple was like high on
Mhm.
my list of like
Mm.
films I
Ah,
would love to have
you
been
should definitely lean into the comedy because I can see it because of your personality and how bubbly you are. Like, there's one actor who I worked with, his name's Jamal, and
in.
he was in my web series pilot called Newlyweds, and also this other show I did called Talia Versus. And he was very comedic in Talia Versus. And like everyone was saying to him, like, you're so funny. He was like, no, no. But he's honestly, he's the funniest person you could meet. He's full of personality. And I said to him, you need to lean into this comedy more. You need to lean
Yeah,
into it. And he was like, no, I don't know. But then he took my advice and then he created a comedy reel. And then since then, he's just been
yeah,
booking and getting lots more. And he just never thought he was funny. But it's like he was always like you just going for drama roles, and he's great at that, but he's so naturally funny and extroverted
yeah,
that
yeah.
I'm like, why have we not been doing this? And now him doing that just has just taken his career
Enough,
to
yeah,
another
yeah.
direction.
It's
So
hard though, comedy. I think
it
because
is.
the expectation,
Mhm.
like I feel like it's harder to like if people don't laugh at you, like it hurts
Yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
than if someone
Mhm.
doesn't get upset by something you do. You're like, all right, whatever, like in the
Yeah, yeah,
drama.
yeah.
Like that's
100%,
subjective, but
100%,
to make
100%.
you laugh, I have to be funny, right? But I
Mm.
love stuff like like I was reading a scene from
Mhm.
Fleabag the other day, and I was like, I could do this.
Mm.
She's hilarious. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, yeah. So
Because it's
maybe
the
it's
wit, because
something
that's the
that,
wit, and the fast pace of feedback is different. So there's different types of comedy. It's about learning about comedic timing. But
yes.
you are a studier of this craft. You like to learn your craft, so just study and see how comfortable you are in it.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely on my list of things to do along with voiceover.
Mhm.
I've started to do like
Okay.
I've done a couple of voiceover bits, but yeah, it's
Mhm.
definitely something that like
Mhm.
because I always think about that. Like I'm like,
Mhm.
no, I'm funny though, but then you're like, no, you're not funny. And when you've got kids, bro, you're not funny in it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They're like, Mom, what are you
Yeah,
doing?
my oldest has turned into like he's teenager. So when I
Oh,
say things out, and I'm like, oh, blah, 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 and he's like, yes, not funny. I'm like,
exactly. But
yeah,
sometimes on
it's
your
very
TikTok,
heartbreaking.
you be cracking me up on your TikTok sometimes. The stuff you're saying. Exactly.
But
So.
and I actually need to do it more. But again, like you said, it's just
Mhm.
planning time,
Exactly.
yeah, and going against like what's
Mhm.
ingrained in me is like nobody ain't gonna tell me what to do, and like I'm not
Mm.
doing a job. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? That's what it
of
is. But yeah.
course, of course. I understand. So where can people find you? Where can they find your show reel, your TikTok to follow you? Like where can they all get
The
you?
easiest place to do
Mhm.
that is Roxanne Lawrence official. I think it is on Instagram because my spotlight is on there, which has my show reel. Um, I'm on TikTok as She Acts Up. I actually am no tell a lie. I think my Instagram might be She Acts Up now. I think I've changed it to that.
Okay.
Or Roxanne Lawrence official, but that's the easiest place to find me.
Okay.
She Acts Up is tiny thing. But yeah, I'm on YouTube as well, but nothing is on there, so that's
We don't need to
yeah.
promote that then. Not yet.
But yeah, Insta's the easiest place to find me. So either Roxanne Lawrence official on Insta or She Acts Up on Insta. I think it's one of those two. I never really know. But yeah. that's where you'll find me.
Good. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
It's
This was
lovely talking
good.
to you. I feel like I'm like, oh, we're done. We're
Yes, I know. We could chat for hours, honestly.
Listen, we could chat for hours.
This is how it was, especially when we got that flight, what was delayed. Remember, for like 6 hours.
I've got the videos from that still.
Oh, really?
Of us laying down on the floor, like,
Yeah, like,
and they tried to give us like crisps.
yeah. With no home training,
Oh,
but we were just tired because we were like, you know what, we need to sit down. Because and remember, she was all like, the lightning had hit the plane, and we're like, oh, okay.
We have to now get on that plane. We're just
Yeah.
fixing. Remember, they were like, we're just fixing it, fix it.
Fixing it.
It's a
Listen.
plane.
And
That was
then it
the
just
one.
found out. Do you remember we found out that it was just like I think that is like it scratched some paint or something. It was nothing major. But I
Don't
get they had to
imagine.
triple check, but you should
Yeah,
tell if
yeah,
people
literally. We were like, no, who's getting on a plane when it's like lightning?
like
I want to go home.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That, so
I can stay here. I'll stay in Miami. It's fine. But yeah, no, it's been a vibe. Listen, like, you know, it's all love. Thank you for having me.
Yes,
I genuinely appreciate it.
of course. This is good.
And yeah, let's do it again sometime. When I listen in like by next year, when I'm like red carpet and these things,
Yes.
I'm gonna be like, you need to have me back for part 2.
Of course, I want to know, listen, what it was like on that big production. This is what we're manifesting and we're working towards. Exactly. And we have to catch up in person properly.
No, definitely.
That would be good.
There's lots to catch up on. But thank you for having me and have the lovely evening. And
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Bye.
Bye, guys.